if the number one storyline, not just in the SEC, but nationwide, isn't Stetson Bennett with the chance to repeat as a national championship winning quarterback. I mean, that doesn't happen often because the guy normally goes and wins a title and then he's in the NFL the next season. Here's Stetson Bennett with a chance to go back-to-back, and the backstory that he has to get to the moment that he had last year, he's still overlooked, and I don't understand why the country isn't behind that story. It's bizarre to me.
Yeah, and I think it's because, especially the fan base of Georgia, you get so heavily invested with recruiting. Recruiting's a big deal, and we all know it. I mean, we follow these kids when they're freshmen and sophomores and juniors and seniors in high school, and we all care about how many stars they have to their name, and we got this 4-star kid or this 5-star kid, especially at the quarterback position. Because if you got the that type of player, the Mannings of the world, as we all saw what happened with Texas. Guys start to follow him. Receivers start to come. Tight ends and offensive linemen, they all kind of gravitate once you get that 4- and 5-star guy. So fans are invested, and we have a top dude. We have someone that's going to be able to come in, start as a freshman, start as a sophomore. They're going to be our guy. They're going to be a Heisman-type quarterback. They're going to lead us to a championship. And Stetson doesn't fit that mold. Stetson was not heavily recruited. Obviously came to Georgia, left Georgia as a walk-on, came back, earned a scholarship, was really like the 4th or 5th string quarterback, was then given the job, won it, really had I thought, a pretty good season his first year. He definitely made some mistakes, definitely some deep ball inaccuracies, but I thought made some massive strides forward heading into last season. This is still with really not an opportunity to be the guy in the offseason. Never got any reps for the first team in spring and summer, fall camp, barely got any number 2 reps really. And then all of a sudden, you're just giving the keys to the car and say, hey, go win some football games for us. So to me, what he's done with less when it comes to reps, when it comes to, last year, a very young and inexperienced receiving core with a good running game, not a great running game, a good running game. I'm not going to say it was a bad one, but it wasn't kind of the elite running game that we've been accustomed to seeing Georgia have. And yes, he did benefit from one of the best defenses we've seen in the past 10, 15 plus years. I mean, it was absolutely amazing what we saw on that side of the football, but still he was very accurate. He took care of the football. He used his legs when he needed to. He was the MVP in both the game versus Michigan and in the national championship. He made some big time plays in those games. So yes, I'm excited to see what he can do with the full offseason of getting all the necessary timing down with his receivers and actually having receivers that are a little bit more experience within the system. The tight ends are extremely experienced and look pretty darn good. He has some weapons around him. I think this is a team this year that could be pretty explosive on that side of the football. And I hope Stetson loves it. And he loves it. He's a massive chip on his shoulder. He loves all this negativity that's surrounding him still. I hope he goes out there and shuts up the critics and throws like 30-plus touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he hasn't already. And just to piggyback off that, I don't think this is an over-exaggeration. If he does it again, he's getting a statue in Athens. That's the pedestal. I mean, you would know what it's like to be the star quarterback. This dude's going to have a statue next to Kirby Smart's statue for winning the title. I mean, that's just what happens in the SEC. And the former walk-on's going to be immortalized in that way, but yet it's just kind of glossed over because he's not the Heisman finalist. It's a really strange scenario that we don't see often, that we beg for, and it's happening right here in front of our eyes.
But he doesn't command the room either.
Well, that's fair too, yeah.
He doesn't like the attention. He doesn't like walking in and everyone asking for pictures and autographs. That's not him. He's just not used to that world. He's not a big guy. Like I said, he doesn't walk in the room and everyone's like, oh my God, Stetson Bennett's here. That's not his personality. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's a guy that shows up to work every single day, works his tail off, demands perfection from himself, from his teammates, guys on the team respect him. The coaching staff respects him. There's a reason why Kirby Smart stayed with Stetson even when JT came back healthy. He saw the beat and the pulse of his team and said this team is willing to follow Stetson. And people don't understand that part of being a quarterback isn't necessarily, can I throw the ball 70 yards? Can I run a 4.4? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can you make guys around you better? Can you put guys in a position to succeed around you? And I bring up Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's last few years in the NFL, could throw the ball 40, 45 yards. I mean, he admitted it. I mean, he just did not have the same arm strength as he did early on, and definitely was probably probably had the weakest arm in the NFL. If you would go out there and just do a combine with all the NFL quarterbacks, you would say, who would pick Peyton Manning to be their starting quarterback? Yet he won a Super Bowl late in his career. You know why? Because he outworked everyone and because he made everyone around him better. He put everyone else in a better situation because of the way he prepared. And that's what Stetson does.